Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be unto you. We are in Surah An-Noor, Surah 24, ayah number 11. Uh, this section in the Surah addresses an incident that happened during the life of the Prophet. We know that during the life of the Prophet in Medina, after Muslims migrated from Mecca, a good contingent of hypocrites started to pop up. Hypocrites are people who did not believe and they pretended that they are faithful and believers. Some of them would pray with the Muslims and pretend they are Muslims. Some of them would even donate at times to justify and make the appearance of being committed and so on and so forth. But those hypocrites never accepted Islam. They only wanted to avoid potential harm from Muslims if they are clearly with the other side, and they wanted to continue to have the gains that they get from allying themselves with the rest of the disbelievers. So they wanted to be somewhere in the middle. So one day, Muslims were coming back from a fight back to Medina, and on the way back, uh, Aisha, the wife of Prophet Muhammad, Aisha, Aisha, because she was very light in weight, and they used to help her get on a camel, and the camel had something like a tent on top of the camel to cover because they didn't want ladies riding camels to be exposed. So the servant who is serving Aisha radiallahu anha, when he came to her camel, he thought she was on. So he pulled the camel and he started walking with the rest of the caravan. But Aisha apparently had lost a necklace that got broken down into pieces, and she went to look for it while the army was getting ready to go back. So during that time, everybody was getting ready. The servant thought she is on the camel. He pulled it and went. Then she uh, she was left behind, and when she didn't see anybody, kind of like she went into a nap. She was tired. So one of the fighters, if you will, was also late behind, trying to look after what the army might have left of stuff or armament or anything, sweeping the area. And as he was doing this, he found a lady sleeping. And he said, "Oh, the mother of the believer?" And she woke up and he told her, "Where are you? Why are you not with the army?" And she said, "They left. I was looking for my necklace, but I found them that they had left." So he took her on his camel with the cover and everything, and they left. So the hypocrites found this to be a huge opportunity to simmer a rumor against her, saying that she and this person named Safwan, they had something wrong. They have done something wrong. And this fabricated lie started to roam and spread around the community. The hypocrites, they pick it up and they keep spreading it around, and it really definitely hurt her. It hurt the Prophet. It hurt her father, Abu Bakr, the closest friend and follower of the Prophet, peace be upon him. And everybody in the community was not sure what is going on. So the Quran came down after Aisha radiallahu anha, peace be upon her. She tried to defend herself. So she would question the Prophet ﷺ, "Do you believe that? Would you believe this on me?" And the Prophet ﷺ, because his mission is at stake. If he says something that somebody could bring something against him, it would break down the message itself. So the Prophet would keep silent, waiting for something to be cleared by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And they waited for a long time. Her father was in deep confusion. Her mother, who knows her very well, so she found herself caged by the spreading of the rumors and the disbelief of her own most intimate members of her family. So the Prophet kept waiting and waiting, and days went by until Allah sent these ayat that we are going to explain today to exonerate her completely and to put the issue where it belongs. It is a fabricated lie, and the onus is on the liars, and they will be tormented in the hellfire unless they repent. And we will see those details in the coming set of ayat. Mind you that the text here is kind of like directly getting into the issue without any preface or introduction or anything, because the Quran was sent down to people who lived in the community and for other generations to learn from it. So here is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said. From the beginning, it says, those who have brought this fabricated lie are a group of you. In fact, the word used is usbah, which means a gang. It's a bad group amongst you. Don't you think it's something evil for you? Nay, it is in fact good for you. So, what is good about spreading a rumor about the wife of the Prophet? After all, the credibility and integrity of the Prophet is affected badly by the integrity and credibility of his household. So, how is this going to be good? The Quran is not talking about just the household here. The Quran is talking about the whole community. That this rumor is going to be good for you because it is going to expose the hypocrites and how far they can go to turn the community upside down and to break its morale and to disturb its credibility and integrity. So immediately as it says, this is good for you in that sense, it says, for every one of them, whatever he has earned of sinfulness, which means the blame should be where it belongs. Don't question Aisha. You have known her since she was born. She has lived with the Prophet and she's been living with him for some time. And everybody knows Aisha, who she is, what she stands for. So let us look for the culprit, not blame the victim. And this is a theory and something in the Quran that we ought to pay attention to. That the society should not question the victim. The society should focus on the perpetrators of lies, innuendos, and rumors. So for every one of them, whatever he has earned or she has earned of sinfulness, and the one who has fabricated it initially, among them, they will have, or he will have, very grave torment, meaning on the day of judgment. Then ayah number 12, were it that when you've heard it, Muslims would have thought the best of themselves. Believing men and women would have thought the best. Meaning, when you hear somebody spreading a rumor that is uncharacteristic of the person you know, then you should give the benefit that you know, the benefit of the doubt. Give the person that you know the benefit of the doubt. In other words, if somebody spreads a rumor about someone that we know in the community whose integrity has been established, credibility has been established, character has been established, everybody loves them, and then a sudden negative, bad, evil rumor kicks off in the community, the Quran is saying it would have been better for the community to hold their breath and not to spread the rumors and participate in spreading it by giving the benefit of the doubt to the person that we all trust and love and respect. If they were to say this is a clear fabrication, then were they to question the ones who spread the rumors? Because this rumor accusing the mother of the believers of doing adultery is far beyond the pale. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, would they have asked for proof or evidence, like bringing four witnesses from those who started the rumors? It might have stopped in the beginning. But because rumors have uh, a trigger effect, they drive the salivating mouths who have nothing to do to participate in spreading the rumors because it gives them notoriety, it gives them attention, it gives them some false credibility or false sense of importance, but they do it for those purposes. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying people should use their better heads when something like this hits the community. So were they to ask for four witnesses, then if the rumor spreaders did not bring the witnesses, then those are before Allah the true liars. Because when you bring a false allegation, if you don't bring witnesses who would swear by Allah and testify to support the rumor, then you will be a liar, not only before Allah, but the community also will know that you are lying. Ayah number 14, and were it not for the bounty and blessings of Allah upon you and His mercy in this life and in the latter life, you would have been touched by severe torment because of what you engaged and indulged in. Definitely, the rumors were not limited just to the hypocrites. Some of the believers who are weak in their head or mental ability or any other, they are lacking education or wisdom, they engaged in these rumors also, unfortunately, while they are believers. They believe in Allah, they believe in the Prophet, they know the mother of the believer, her integrity, her honor, her dignity, but still they got attracted to the rumor mill and they engaged and indulged in the rumor mill. Then ayah number 15 gives us how people tend to pick rumors and spread rumors without thinking. It says, behold and remember, as you pick it up, talking about the rumor, as you pick it up with your tongue. Normally, when you hear somebody talking, it goes through your ears into your head before you talk about it. But in this case, as soon as someone comes and says, can you believe Aisha did this and this, Safwan was there, and this, then the person listening doesn't have the intelligence, would not question what he's hearing. He would say, oh, is that true? When did this happen? And they start asking about more details. So it becomes like a lucrative community chat rather than an ominous, evil, wicked rumor. So the Quran says, you picked it up with your tongue. You heard it with your tongue, which means it didn't pass through your head. It didn't even pass through your ears. This is how foolish people have been who picked the rumors and started to talk about it immediately. So everybody hearing it, they hear it with their tongue and they start talking about it and they leave from one person to another. That's how rumors spread very quickly. And then you say with your mouths what you have no knowledge of, and you think it is something light, but with Allah, this is very grave. This is not something tiny, it is not something small to spread negative rumors about someone who is the epitome of honor and dignity. This situation reminds me of the Jewish reaction, the Jewish leaders' reaction at the time of the birth of Isa, the son of Mary. They also accused his mother that she is not chaste. How could she get pregnant? Why did she hide away? Why did she stay away? Why didn't she come back to the community immediately? All of these are innuendos to reinforce an idea that is evil in their head, to make rumors about one of the most, if not the most honorable woman the Quran celebrated, which is Mary, the mother of Isa. So this is similar, that accusations are spread, and then the victim of the false rumors has to defend herself. This is similar to our current society's approach, unfortunately, to the issue of rape. A rape victim would come out and say, I was raped. Instead of searching for the rapist, we blame the raped, the victim, first. And after we kill her with our blame, maybe we will believe her later on. So the Quran is treating this and saying, before you let a rumor run without going through your head on your tongue, make sure that you question the person spreading the rumors if you truly believe the integrity and credibility of the victim of the rumor. Then ayah number 16 goes on again and says, were you to say when you heard it that we are not supposed to be talking like this? Glory be to you, O God. This is a grave fabrication. It means you know who Aisha is, you know who her husband is, you know who her family is. And as soon as some wicked people create such a rumor, you start talking about it. What happens when we let the rumors die in the beginning? We make it an exclusive issue between the wicked group in the community. Only bad people are talking negatively about him or her. Then we limit the spread of the rumor and we may kill it in the beginning. But if everybody started to ask questions, it means that people are going around their own belief, discounting their own faith and trust in that victim of rumors by questioning their integrity based on no evidence. Hence, Muslim scholars have concluded a rule in Islamic law What is the rule? The rule is the burden of proof is on the plaintiff, and the defendant can only swear to the contrast. And this is what the whole world has established the rules of evidence in courts, that the burden of proof is on one submitting a claim against another. If I go to the court and tell them, you owe me $10,000, before they discuss anything with you, they would ask me for evidence. The burden of proof is on the one making the claim. This rule is meant to protect against false accusations and false allegations and false claims. You see how the Quran addresses the issues related to the main story that made the story go as far as it did. Ayah number 17, Allah admonishes you not to ever go back to something like it under any circumstances if you truly believe.
Never do what again?
To never be indulged or engaged in a rumor mill without taking the steps the Quran requires. Ask for evidence, ask for witnesses, especially the accusation of adultery. It requires 4 witnesses. We explained that before.
Okay.
So Allah admonishes you never ever to go back to something like it if you are true believers. And Allah, ayah number 18, and Allah makes clear for you the verses, the ayat, the evidence. And Allah is all-knowing, all-wise. Then ayah number 19 addresses a side issue that stems from the central issue, to try to nip it in the bud, if you will. So it says, those who would like for obscenities to spread in the believing community, they have severe torment in this life and in the latter life, and Allah knows, and you do not know. Labeling the creators of this rumor, the conspirators who spread these rumors, that they want to spread adultery and fornication, evil and obscenities in the society. So how do they do this? By spreading a rumor about the wife of the Prophet. Well, if the wife of the Prophet is subject to such situation, then everybody will take it lightly. Let me commit adultery too. Because if the house of the Prophet has a noted member committing adultery, then everybody else will take it for it's okay. So why do they spread such a thing? Why don't they say, well, God forbid, this is not right, and we should not be spreading such a rumor. But instead, they had an intention, because they love to open the gates and the flood of obscenity, misbehavior, immorality in the community, and they picked someone who is most noted for their honor, dignity, and chastity. And number 20, were it not for the bounties and blessings and mercy of Allah upon you, and that Allah is most compassionate, most merciful. Meaning that if you were to recognize how merciful Allah is, how compassionate Allah is, maybe you should have stopped it from the beginning and you would have sought refuge in Allah by resorting to your faith in Allah and your trust in the household members of the Prophet, peace be upon him. The story repercussions are not finished, so the next following ayat will follow on the side effects and the lessons to be learned from this. So ayah number 21 says, O you who believe, do not follow the footsteps of the devil. And he who follows the footsteps of the devil, he would command what is obscene and immoral and what is despicable and unacceptable. And were it not for the bounties and mercy of Allah, none of you would have been purified ever. But Allah purifies whom He wills, and Allah is all hearing, all knowing. This ayah captures a lesson that says when you hear something that is uncharacteristic of somebody or some group, then you have to make an assessment. This could not be from the better angels of the community. This is coming from the devil. And once we make that recognition, the Quran says, do not follow the footsteps of the devil. Those who follow the footsteps of the devils are the ones who will command evil, immorality, obscenity, vulgarity, breakdown of ethics in the community. We should rather, the rest of the ayah says, resort to remember the fact that Allah is oft merciful, that His bounties are limitless upon us as a community. And it is only with His blessings that those who are purified in the community are purified by the blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And were it not for His blessings, none would have been purified. Meaning, those in the community who are engaged in negative rumors, fabricated rumors, they should fear Allah. They should recognize that they are following the footsteps of the devil, not the guidance of Allah. Then the following ayah, ayah number 22, addresses another consequence and side issue of this rumor. The father of Aisha is the companion, the first companion of the Prophet, peace be upon him. And when he heard that rumor, he discovered that one of the poor members of his own tribe that he was sponsoring on monthly basis, he would pay him stipend for his monthly expenses, a young man, but he engaged in the rumors. So Abu Bakr, out of anger and reaction to this fabricated lie, he swore and he said, I'm not going to give him anything. This guy doesn't deserve it because he is talking that negative and that bad and that awful against my daughter, and he knows that she is the opposite of what he's saying. So he cut his finance and left him unsponsored. So here in this ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing, after addressing the rumors, the rumor mill, those who spread the rumors, now the Quran is addressing the reaction of Abu Bakr. And I want you to listen carefully to this. Mind you, Abu Bakr is her father. She is his daughter, and he loved her so much. She is also the wife of his closest friend and the prophet. So for him, it is both personal and religious at the same time. He understood that the consequences and the target of this rumor mill is the house of the Prophet, the credibility of the house of the Prophet ﷺ. So he decided to cut the expenses and the resources from this relative of his. So here is Allah, ayah number 22, sending ayat addressing Abu Bakr, saying, and let not those who have the means and the bounties amongst you hesitate to provide for their relatives and the destitute and the migrants who migrated for the sake of Allah. What? Yeah, Allah is telling Abu Bakr, you have the means. The means are a gift from you, but for you by Allah. Allah has given you all these means. Don't hesitate to bring back what you cut off of help to your relative Mistah. That's his name, Mistah, Mestah.
So give it to him again.
Yes, to restart. Amazing. And not only that, Allah is ordering Abu Bakr, saying, and you have to forgive him, overlook what he has done. And not only that, and open a new page. So restart your financial assistance, overlook what has happened, and open a new page. Don't even cut him on personal note. You know, when we open a new page, you turn a page over to a new page, the past is fully covered. And then you and the other side will have a new page to write anything you both want, to establish new records. And all of these hammers coming from heaven telling Abu Bakr to reverse course and to force him to overlook what happened and to force him to continue to relate to his relative and to give him another chance and open a new page in his relationship with him. You think that this is more than enough, right? No. Look to the rest of the verse. Allah says, don't you like for Allah to forgive you? As if Allah is hinging his forgiveness of Abu Bakr on Abu Bakr fulfilling the prescription that came to him from Allah. Did Abu Bakr make a mistake? Not by any standard. Somebody spreading rumors of the worst type against my own married daughter, attacking her integrity and honor and chastity. And she is the model in the community. And I'm giving him money. So Abu Bakr didn't do anything wrong. Why would Allah want Abu Bakr to do all of this? Because Abu Bakr himself is becoming, after the Prophet's death, the first caliph of the Prophet, the leader of the believers. He should not hold animosity or grudges against any member of the community. He has to come to his position with clear chest, clear heart, clean slate. So Allah wanted Abu Bakr to rise up to that level. But Allah also wants us to know as believers that it is doable, because Abu Bakr, after all, is a human being and he is not a prophet. The stretch of his position is he is the closest companion to the prophet. But this does not make him superhuman. So Allah wants us to learn that no matter what someone does to hurt us, we still have the chance and opportunity to forgive and forget and give them another chance so that the cohesion in the community is sustained. Imagine if we are a community that whenever anybody does something wrong, we completely shun them off, we eternally kick them out of our life, we ostracize them, and in some communities, they ostracize even the entire family. That would not be a community. So there is also that bigger picture that everybody has to consider, that what happens in a community, if left unattended, it can influence everybody's in the community. Okay. So don't you, Abu Bakr, don't you, the believers, love for Allah to forgive you, and Allah is oft forgiving, oft merciful. This is ayah number 22. Then, in commentary on the whole thing, now comes the punishment for those who spread rumors about unsuspecting innocent women who are members of the believing community and spreading rumors about them or accusations of adultery. So the ayah number 23 says, those who allege that those chaste, unsuspected believing women, that they have committed adultery, they are cursed in this life and in the latter life, and for them is nothing but grave torment. Ayah 24. On a day where their tongues, hands, and legs would testify against them for whatever they used to do. Let me explain this because this is heavy. Do hands talk?
Well, we can.
Huh?
Deaf people use our hands, yes. So hands can't talk.
But this is a limited utility except for need, right? But normally the hand is not meant to talk. Legs do not talk, right? Tongues talk, right? So the ayah says on the day that their tongues, their hands, and their legs will testify. How could this be possible? Personally, I believe that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is giving us in this life practical applications of this verse. What is the practical application? You know, security cameras, when they take a picture of somebody who is stealing a bank or stealing something from your place or anything, right? What tells you that he is stealing? It's not his tongue necessarily, right? But you see what he's doing. He's flipping stuff, he's searching drawers, and then he takes what he likes and he runs away. What is telling you the story is what he does with his hands and what he uses of legs to run away with. Right? So, because if he was taking something that is his, he doesn't need to run away. It's his stuff. Like if I'm missing my keys and I'm searching in your room, right? You are my roommate. Maybe I left it when I visited you in your room. If I take my keys, I don't have to run. But if I'm taking your keys, furthermore, stealing your car, I don't drive quietly. I run because I'm in a panic mode. I don't want anybody to see me. So if we could capture those moments on a camera, and the police can look at the camera and say, yes, this is the thief, and this is what he did, and most probably this is what he picked. This is what he stole. Then on the day of judgment, couldn't Allah bring what is similar to video recording of what we are doing today with us conspiring at night, plotting against one another, spreading rumors about one another, backbiting one another, trying to hurt one another? So Allah is telling us on the day of judgment, everybody could see you doing what you were doing. If Allah wants to expose you, He has the power and the means to have all of your body testify against you, even though only your tongues could be talking, but the rest of the body will testify. So the body language is going to be the testimony. So the ayah here is talking about something that is very possible in our life now as we speak. We can capture by camera a whole life of a person who has lived 60, 70, 80 years on camera and keep it on the smallest chip. So we should never discount the possibility that Allah can get it without chips. So Allah told us how He keeps our record. He says that the angels are writing what we're doing. Writing means recording. You know, your medical record are written stuff, right? Your party record is on a video. Both of them are committed to means of keeping the record. If it is a picture, still picture, or video picture, movie, or words, all of them are recordable, right? So Allah is telling us that we have two angels that are keeping records of everything we do. As soon as we die, those records are delivered until the day of judgment to be opened up, and they will be delivered back to us, and the book will be hanging from our neck, and it will be open. We went over this in Surah number 17. Al-Isra, A-L-I-S-R-A-A. So we know from the totality of the Quran that records are kept, records will be presented, and everybody will be faced with his own records to read and look and see. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as He covered our negative records in this life, we ask Him to cover it for the hereafter as well. It's very important because one scholar once said, if sins have a smell, every human being would stink. Only out of the mercy of Allah, that Allah, who knows it all and could expose everyone for what he or she does, He made it between us and Him, kept secret. But we know it and He knows it. Why? What does He keep it? He could have exposed us. It might have brought us to repent sooner, because the smell is filling everybody's nose. But He covered us to give us a chance to go between us and Him, repent and correct, so that our tomorrow is better than today, and today is better than yesterday. So He covers us. He covers our faults, mistakes, and errors out of mercy. Ayah number 25. On that day, Allah will recompense them for their due debt. And they would know that Allah is the clear truth. Do you know the word in Arabic for religion? It's called deen. D-E-E-N. Not D-E-A, no, it's D-E-E-N. This is an Arabic, and this is a transliteration. So this is not the English meaning of deen. The word deen and the word dayn, D-A-Y-N, both come from the root word dayana, which is to be indebted. Yes, D-A-Y-A-N-A. A-N-A. Like, for example, if I give you a loan, then you become indebted to me. This is called dayn, D-A-Y-N. It's a debt. So the deen, or the faith that we say in English, or the religion, is in fact a debt that we owe to Allah. We are all indebted to Allah. Your body is given to you as a loan. When you're done using it, it goes back to where it came from, to the grave, to the dust. It vanishes. Your soul is the result of the spirit being blown into your body to make your body functional. Your soul is yourself. It is your ego. It is the I when you talk. You say, I myself, he himself, she herself. That self, we are all created from one soul, which is the soul of Adam. So Allah will recompense or requite everybody for whatever they have done in their response to their indebtedness to Allah, and they will know that Allah is the clear truth. The ultimate truth is Allah. We'll stop here. This will be ayah number 25, which we have finished. And next time it will be ayah number 26 of the same surah.